Thank you very much. I'm Caroline Brown, and I think I'm here today because I've been on a bit of a journey over the last 6 months, which I'll share with you now. I've got 2 children, Oliver, who's nearly 6, and Gemma, who's 3. I'm also a chartered mechanical engineer, and I'm an associate director at Atkins. And Atkins is one of the world's leading engineering and design consultancies. Just as I started the Women in Work programme last summer, I was a business head with Atkins, responsible for building a business in the UK around the emerging market of new nuclear power stations. And by and large, I've been pretty successful, really. I'd grown the staff numbers in that business from 30 to 60 within a year. And with my team, we'd won work for other parts of Atkins as well. And I've set the business up to be a £10 million revenue stream this financial year with good prospects to grow next year. So things were going well. I'd got huge opportunities to progress, but actually I was really struggling. At work, I found that I was often feeling quite alone, frequently the only woman in meetings or at client events and things like that. And I had relatively little visibility of other senior women in Atkins. At home, Ollie had started school, and I found that really hard, and I didn't really expect to. Compared to nursery is very much set up for working parents, and a small school in a village in Gloucestershire certainly isn't. So I found that I was juggling all the time, and I constantly felt guilty. I was dashing around after a fantastic career, and I was missing the fact that my kids were growing up really fast. So then I went to the career development workshop, the first part of the Women in Work training, and that was in August last year, in the school summer holidays, the worst bit of the year for me. And quite embarrassingly, I spent most of that day in tears, and I just knew I couldn't carry on. And I was absolutely torn. I'd been with Atkins 14 years, joined them as a graduate, and they'd always looked after me. They were a brilliant employer. And I worked with fantastic people as well. I got opportunities to progress, but suddenly those opportunities started to feel like a burden. And I started to feel like I needed to choose this fantastic career or see my kids grow up. I knew that the company would support me in anything to keep me, but I didn't know what to ask for. I didn't know how to make it happen. So there I was. Atkins were about to lose me, an associate director who loved her job, who was growing a profitable business, but I didn't know how to get out of it. So I left that initial workshop, not with a great career plan, but with lots of questions. And I started to talk. I talked to my mentor, I talked to my husband, and I talked to my directors. And I started to get a new understanding of the career choices that I needed for me. So then I went to the 2 follow-on workshops, and I really look forward to each of those. I was meeting broadly the same set of senior women at each of those, and I was building a network of women across Atkins, and a support network right when I needed it. It was fantastic. And the content of those follow-on workshops was so simple and so straightforward, but yet so fundamental. I was guided through the things that are different for me than for the majority of my work colleagues. And Jane is an amazing coach. She's a fantastic role model, and she confronted me with my real issues, and she can see straight through me. I'm completely transparent to Jane. By the end of the programme, I started to understand myself, and with that my confidence grew, my belief in my abilities and my achievements grew, and I started to see that my differences really are my strengths, and I don't need to strive to fit in to succeed. So I began to be able to voice my career needs to the business for the first time without emotion and without apology, so that was nice. Now I'm in a new role. I'm setting up an international delivery business for the nuclear part of Atkins. And last August, I would not have applied for that role. But by December, not only was I the successful applicant, I'd also got the company to shape the role to suit me. It's UK-based, which it wasn't going to be initially. I'll do short international trips, but I'll balance that with a lot of flexibility to work from home. So I'm even fitting some school runs in now. It's been an absolutely life-changing journey in such a short period of time. I've gone from the verge of giving up through to taking on a new and exciting role, my dream role, where I can continue to deliver growth and profit to Atkins. But it's a role that allows me to be me, a mum, a business head, and a good role model. And so for that, I'm extremely grateful to everybody who's played a part in making that happen. Thank you.